The FTX fraud, how Sam Bankman-Fried stole $8 billion.
For years, Silicon Valley and Wall Street told us a story about a new generation of financial geniuses, wunderkinds who were rewriting the rules of money. And at the very top of that story was Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF. He was the young CEO of FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange that, at its peak, was valued at a staggering $32 billion. You've probably seen the pictures. SBF in his signature t-shirt and shorts, looking more like a college student than a billionaire CEO. He sold himself as a new kind of philanthropist, a believer in effective altruism, someone who wanted to get rich just so he could give it all away and do good. But behind this carefully crafted image, he was secretly building one of the biggest financial frauds in modern history. The real story here, the colossal wrong move, isn't just about the collapse of another crypto company. It's about the deliberate blindness of the world's most sophisticated investors. We're talking about giants like Sequoia Capital, SoftBank, and BlackRock. These are the supposed smart money players, and they poured billions of dollars into FTX, completely mesmerized by the myth of a genius, all while he was literally stealing his customers' money. So how did this happen? SBF, the son of two Stanford law professors, became a media darling. His philosophy of effective altruism, the idea of earning as much as possible to donate it, made him a hero in tech circles and a powerful political donor. His crypto exchange, FTX, grew at a dizzying speed, handling billions of dollars in trades. It looked like the future of finance, but there was a dark secret, a lesser-known company in the shadows called Alameda Research. This was SBF's private hedge fund, and this is where the grand deception, the ultimate wrong move, took place. SBF created a secret backdoor in FTX's software. This backdoor gave Alameda Research an unlimited line of credit. Think about that. Alameda could borrow endless amounts of money from FTX without any collateral, without any oversight, and without anyone knowing. And where did this money come from? It came directly from the accounts of regular FTX customers. The money you or I might have deposited, thinking it was safe and secure, was being siphoned off to fund Alameda's incredibly risky bets. SBF wasn't gambling with his own money. He was playing with his customers' life savings. By law, that money should have been untouchable, completely segregated. But in SBF's world, rules were for other people. When FTX went looking for funding, the biggest names in venture capital fell over themselves to get a piece of the action. This brings us to the core question. How is it possible that firms managing hundreds of billions of dollars invested in a company with virtually non-existent accounting and no real corporate governance? The mistake was a perfect storm of three critical failures. First, there was the founder myth. Investors weren't buying into a business. They were buying into a story. The story of SBF, the quirky genius who slept on a beanbag in the office, the so-called next Warren Buffett. This narrative was so powerful, so compelling, that it made them suspend their critical judgment. They fell in love with the myth, and the myth became more important than the actual financials. Second, the crypto fever. During the crypto boom, the fear of missing out, or FOMO, was at an all-time high. Competition among venture capital funds was brutal. Everyone was desperate to find the next Amazon or the next Google. This desperate need to place money into what seemed like a sure thing completely overrode any sense of caution or prudence. They were so afraid of missing the rocket ship that they didn't bother to check if it was built to fly. And third, and most damningly, was the complete and utter lack of due diligence. It's the most basic rule of investing. Check the books, understand the risks, know what you're buying. Later reports revealed the shocking truth. FTX had no proper board of directors. It had no internal risk controls. And, most terrifyingly, its accounting was managed with QuickBooks, a software for small businesses, and a system that allowed Alameda to secretly alter financial records. John J. Ray III, the veteran lawyer who famously cleaned up the colossal mess at Enron, was brought in to oversee FTX's bankruptcy. He stated, in no uncertain terms, that in his 40-year career, He had never seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information. The investors' big wrong move was signing multi-billion-dollar checks based on faith in a charismatic founder, not on hard data and verified numbers. The house of cards finally began to tremble in November 2022. A news report exposed the toxic financial ties between FTX and Alameda, revealing that Alameda's balance sheet was propped up by FTX's own token, FTT. It was a classic castle made of sand. The news triggered a bank run. Panicked customers rushed to withdraw their funds, but the money wasn't there. It was gone. SBF and Alameda had spent billions of it. It had been gambled away on risky crypto ventures, used to buy luxury real estate in the Bahamas, and funneled into massive political donations to influence policy in Washington. Within days, FTX declared bankruptcy. Billions of dollars in customer funds had vanished into thin air, and the philanthropic wunderkind was exposed as a common criminal. SBF's wrong move was born from a toxic mix of arrogance and greed. He truly believed he was the smartest person in every room, that he could outwit regulators, investors, and his own customers forever. But the deeper, more systemic wrong move belongs to the investors, the gatekeepers of capital. They allowed a massive, flashing red flag, disguised as a brilliant young man with a story too good to be true, to completely obscure the reality of the situation. They failed to exercise the most fundamental discipline of their profession, due diligence. The fall of FTX is a brutal and necessary warning for our technological age. It proves that money, no matter how smart, should never blindly follow charisma or myth. Numbers, transparency, and accountability must always come first. The true cost of this blindness wasn't paid by the venture capitalists, who lamented their error of vision and moved on to the next big thing. The real price was paid by thousands of ordinary retail customers, teachers, nurses, small business owners, who trusted the system and lost everything. Their stories are the tragic legacy of FTX, proving that when the smartest money in the world becomes the most naive, it's the little guy who foots the bill. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and cautionary as we did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.